Hey guys, how's it going? This is the Stupendous Wave, and in this video we'll be talking about Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, Who Are the Knights of Ren? So before we get into speculation, let's talk about what we actually know for sure has things to do with the Knights of Ren. We know that Kylo Ren is a member of the Knights of Ren. We know that he is a Force user, which leads us to believe that all of the Knights of Ren are Force users, most likely dark side users. We know that they do have affiliations with the First Order, which is basically the new and evolved form of the Empire. So these are the only real certainties that we have of the Knights of Ren. And I think that these give us a lot of clues. The fact that they are indeed involved in the First Order, because of course we see Kylo Ren there, and he is of course working for the First Order. He's not quite in charge, but he is a high-ranking member from what we know so far. There is also a theory out there that suggests that the Knights of Ren are the failed students of Luke Skywalker and failed Jedi that have since turned on him, and this might also explain why Luke has gone into exile, because he's felt the weight of his failure and really doesn't want to teach anyone else and have the risk of them turning to the dark side. And with Luke gone, this left an opening for those of his students that had fallen to the dark side to sweep in and kind of make the others join the dark side, the Knights of Ren, and as a result go to the First Order because they're more of a dark side organization. And I think that this is less likely, although still very, very interesting. So this has led many to believe, myself included, that the Knights of Ren are a First Order group, kind of a sub-order of the basically First Order, basically where they send their Force sensitives, or maybe a group of people that are possibly Darth Vader sympathizers and just completely agree with Darth Vader. Now the whole First Order is supposedly using Darth Vader as like their martyr, their rallying point. Although he was dead, they believe that he was killed by for political interest and that he was wrongly killed. So he's basically their rallying point. And really, we know that Darth Vader at the end of Return of the Jedi would not want this, but it makes sense that with the death of Darth Vader, since really when you think about it, he's not quite as feared as the Emperor, or he wasn't quite as feared as the Emperor, but he was definitely more well known. He was known galaxy-wide as, by some, apparently this great man who helped keep peace in the galaxy, which makes sense because while the Empire did a lot of bad stuff, I'm sure that they did keep peace in places, and they did keep a lot of people safe from other forces that may have been knocking on their doorstep, which is really, really interesting. Although this group may have been overwhelmingly evil and overwhelmingly bad, that doesn't mean that they didn't have some positive changes that happened as a result of the Empire coming to power, which means that a lot of people, especially people already involved in the Empire, who already viewed Darth Vader as this great man, this great tactical leader, this great just leader period, would miss him and feel like a great loss at his death and want to reform and form around his teachings and form around what he basically showed them how to be a great leader and great at combat, basically. And I think that that's very, very interesting. So I think the Knights of Ren are kind of the extreme of this. They're people that I don't want to say worship Darth Vader, but they definitely might be coming close to it. Of course, we see in the trailer that we assume one of the members of the Knights of Ren, possibly Kylo Ren or even Supreme Leader Snoke, has a Darth Vader helmet, and I'm sure that they use that a lot to kind of remind themselves of what their ultimate goal is. And I just find that really, really interesting. As far as Supreme Leader Snoke being a member of the Knights of Ren, I don't think that he is a direct member of the Knights of Ren, although I do think that he will oversee it, because as far as we know, he is the highest ranking member of the First Order that we know about, and he is confirmed to be a dark side user, which is very, very interesting. But I do think that there are a lot more members of the Knights of Ren that we have yet to see. Now, another theory is that these people could possibly be an offshoot of the Inquisitors. Now, the Inquisitors are basically Jedi killers that were implemented during the time of the Empire. A lot of them trained directly by Darth Vader. We see that in the Rebels TV show with the Inquisitor, and now in Season 2, it appears that we're getting 2 more Inquisitors. And again, Starkiller was Inquisitor-like, although he doesn't quite fit the bill completely, he was Inquisitor-like. So these people, these Force sensitives, were trained by Darth Vader out there, and it's very, very interesting, and it's fully conceivable that not all of these Inquisitors were killed after the Battle of Endor or during the Battle of Endor, and they have kind of formed this Knights of Ren group. And when they come across Kylo Ren, who they possibly know as a direct descendant of Darth Vader, which is just speculation, being the son of Han and Leia, making him the grandson of Darth Vader, they really want to almost put him on a pedestal and possibly even believe that he is the next Darth Vader, the next big thing. And that's kind of what I think is going on. So yes, I do believe that the Knights of Ren are a dark side organization group. Of course, we already know that. I think that it would definitely be interesting if they were kind of formed from the Inquisitors after, of course, they have no leader. They kind of fall under the guise of Supreme Leader Snoke, who still might be Darth Plagueis. Not really super likely at this point. Expect a future video on that, but it's still interesting to think about. But they are not quite Cis, we know that right now, and I believe, and possibly something that could happen, is that the ultimate goal of the Knights of Ren organization is to eventually become Sith Lords themselves. I think that would definitely be cool. So anyway, leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and have a great day.